Luckily, I feel like most of us have most of the fall fashion trends already in our closet. I have 28 2024 fall fashion trends to share with you guys, and I really think you don't have to go out and buy most of these items. They're right there in your own closet. Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Alicia Budget Beauty. My name is Alicia. Here on my channel, I love all things affordable fashion, beauty, and fragrance. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, seasonal beauty and fashion trends, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. Okay, you guys, once again, I have a weird number, 28. That's just how many I found, and I'm going to share with you guys of the fall fashion trends. These are things that the retailers have predicted, or the fashion magazines, based off of what they saw on the catwalk. And that usually happens many seasons ahead. And it gives a little preview of what to expect for the upcoming season. So I'm going to go ahead and scoot just a little bit so that I can pop in pictures over here and give examples. And like I said, I think most of these things we have in our closets. Some of them, the way they describe them, are so ridiculous. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. But let's go ahead and start with number one fashion trend for 2024. All right, number one is tailored suiting. And the picture I have here that that they have, I get it. I mean, in some ways it's tailored, but then it's also extremely oversized. And I don't know, I think of tailored to being tailored to your body. I guess what they mean here more so is just suit wear, men's styled, that has structure, not necessarily completely fitted to the body. So even though it's oversized, it still looks very well tailored. And I think a lot of us have these in our closet. I, for one, love an oversized blazer. And even though it's oversized, it does have, you know, like, it's stitched right. It's got the, you know, more pronounced shoulder. It just looks very put together. And I think most of us do have this in our closet. We all have probably a trench, a nice coat, and a pair of trousers, pants. And I, for one, am a big oversized blazer fanatic. I have so many. And then vests kind of came back as well about a season ago. They're still in style too. So if you have a vest, put it all together and you already have a tailored suit in your closet. Number two, hello, is leopard print. To me, leopard print never goes out of style. Animal print never goes out of style. Now, colored animal print can definitely, I think, have its like fads and phases. You know, sometimes it's a little bit harder to get down with like a hot pink snake print, but just your classic neutral animal prints are always in style. But specifically, they're saying leopard print. So if you've kept yours around and haven't thrown it out like me, this bodysuit is several years old, but I have quite a bit of leopard print in my wardrobe. So I'm just gonna pull it out and wear it like normal. If you do have to purchase it, I would say definitely stick to a neutral print. Don't be going and buying, you know, fuchsia or neon orange leopard print. Get something like this, just get a statement piece, and you can mix and match. Get one item and you can wear it with a skirt, jeans, pants, or, you know, like a dress, and then you can switch out coats, something like that. So leopard print though, and keep it because it will come back around again. All right, number three is dark brown. I don't know that dark brown ever went out of style, and but they're just saying it's definitely in style. So when I hear specifics like that, to me, it doesn't mean that you can't wear light brown. It just means that you will look really on trend and stylish during fall if you're specifically wearing dark brown. So like dark chocolate brown, and I look at things like sweaters, coats. It can even translate into your shoes. So like your boots could count as your dark brown. I'm sure a lot of us already have dark brown in our wardrobe, so just pull it out. All right, next is the leather trench. Now this is something I do have, actually. I may have a couple. Okay. I think it's over here in this closet. This is my coat and oversized blazer closet, pretty much over here. Leather coats is all behind this curtain. So this may be an item though that not everybody has. If you are someone that really, really cares about trends and you want to keep up with them and look, you know, runway stylish ready, you may have to go out and buy something like this. Definitely get faux leather. Nobody needs to be spending $2,000 on a coat here, especially if this might go out of style. And my advice about that too is it doesn't have to go out of style. Just because next year they're not saying something you got this year is in style does not mean you cannot wear it next year. You can wear whatever you like as long as it looks good on you and you feel good in it. So don't just like trash your things. And it's all cyclical. So if you do spend a little extra money and get a nice faux leather coat, like say $100, $200 coat, keep it. It will come back around. All right, then we have the classic cashmere crew neck. Everyone has this. It's kind of boring. Everyone has this in our closet. It was not necessarily cashmere though. I don't think I even own cashmere, but I have ones that look like it. So basically just get out a crew neck sweater. You could pass it off as being cashmere. Nobody will know. I find sometimes it can be a little bit boring style like this. So this is where I would add like fun jewelry, you know, like a chunky gold necklace or maybe like a little pop collar underneath it that has some sort of interest just to make it more fun. Or even, you know, like a nice trench coat over it that might have a print. But obviously if you like classic plain kind of J. Crew style and you have this, like, you're already good to go. The next one is the sporty track pant. And I do actually, I think, own a pair or two. These are things that definitely come in and out of style. And I will admit, when it's not on trend, I'm not so inclined to wear the sporty track pant unless I'm just relaxing at home. But since I kept it from several years back, I want to say that these were in about 6 years ago. I do know I have a jumpsuit that has a buttoned side. It doesn't have the stripes, but it looks like that sort of unsnap leg, if you know what I'm talking about. I have not worn it in years and years, but now I can wear it and be on trend. So this one, you know, try to find, if you want to have longevity in your trends, I would look for, you know, like a simple pair, a black pair that might have like tan stripe on it, something that you can get away with wearing. I wouldn't go out and get like crazy print track pants. All right, next we have the mesh moment. So it is talking about this sort of mesh see-through material, you know, whether it be a top or here it's shown with, I think these are like little pants or skirt. I can't tell. This shape is very, very extreme, but just something that has, you know, like little perforated holes in it. I definitely have some tops that this works, or I think you can even get away with this trend by just doing like hosiery. So if you have, you know, sort of opaque with like a little bit of like mesh tights, you could wear that as well. All right, next, okay, this is the boot pant hybrid. Now, I was mistaken about this because I saw so many boots like these on Fashion Nova just not too long ago. And a lot of them were on clearance. So I thought, guess those boots didn't go over too well. And I don't know if those were supposed to be trendy last year, but now they're all on clearance. So I ignored them. I guess Fashion Nova was ahead of the game because these are apparently on trend for this fall. So what it is, it's a boot, but it looks like the pant leg going over the top of the boot and just resting right on top of the foot. Funny, I do have a pair of booties like this that I've had for probably 10 years, maybe longer. They're not tall boots like the ones shown here. They're shorter. And I always liked them because I just thought that they were kind of cool. I had never seen a pair like them. I still own them. Hey, I'm going to be ahead of the game with that one. All right, next, I love this silk and lace. I think it's so sexy. It kind of has a negligee, nighty sort of look to it. You're going to see that in a trend coming up here, but I just think this is so pretty and ladylike. And honestly, you guys, there's so many like camis or nightgowns that we already have in our collection that you can absolutely get away with wearing it on the street. All it needs to be is not too scandalous, not too revealing, not see-through, but nobody knows. Nobody's going to be able to tell if you got yourself a slip dress, you know, with some lace on it that you paid 80 bucks for in the dress section, or if it's a nightgown. Nobody knows. And if this isn't completely your style, I would wear something like this and pair like a blazer over it or a nice coat to where it kind of, you know, covers you up some and looks a little bit more put together. Next, we have draped tops. So this is just, you know, when the draping is going to come down over the chest, over the shoulder, or sometimes it'll be draped like on the side. It's basically tops that are pretty covered with some sort of draping element to it. We've seen it before. I'm sure some of us have this. You could probably get away with cowl neck as qualifying for this because cowl neck is sort of a draping effect as well. So if you have a cowl neck sweater, just bust that out. All right, next we have burgundy. I'm sure we all have burgundy in our closet. I've always loved the color. Fun in the closet I was just talking about leather trenches. I have a faux leather burgundy trench. And hey, I'm like hitting a couple right there in one item. So if you, for some reason, don't have burgundy, I would just get something that could be a staple, like a coat that you could wear other seasons years from now. Okay, then we have suede. I don't have a ton of suede. I do have a couple of jackets. Jackets are things that I don't get rid of too much because they tend to be pretty much a staple item. Every once in a while I'll get like a statement jacket that maybe it's a little too crazy, you know, the next year. But for the most part, jackets stay in style. So I do have a couple of suede. And if you do go out and get something, I think either, you know, like a nice coat, like a motor sort of style suede would be, you know, really cute as well. Or maybe even just suede boots because those never go out of style. All right, next we have a corduroy. I did buy a pair of corduroy pants and they're burgundy. Yes, more trends all in one. From TJ Maxx, their clearance several months back. So I'm definitely going to be wearing those. I really like them because they kind of had this sort of vintagey 70s vibe. You're also about to see that trend. And I think corduroy pants, I think, are the best way to go when it comes to corduroy. Let's see. Next we have full transparency. So again, it's sort of that transparent. This is a little bit different than the mesh though, just because you can have it transparent I have sort of an organza type of material, little over jacket that I also got from TJ Maxx a while back. It was in a haul that I styled. If you happen to see that video, it's like a peachy color, if you remember. So you could wear something like that. You could wear a sheer top and put some sort of cami underneath it. Or if you're a little more bold, do like a bralette underneath it. So just anything that is transparent and sheer. Next, we have wrap it up. So this means either sort of like capes, or scarves. When I was reading the description of it, they said that like cozy, wrapped up sort of look. So you can get away with it with, you know, like a shawl, a scarf, something like that. We all have that in our closet. Retro femme. So this is where the 70s come in, but specifically they mean like a feminine retro 70s vibe. So maybe my corduroy pants wouldn't completely, the burgundy ones aren't so feminine, but I think coats are the way to go with this. So like if you have a wool coat that looks sort of 70s, or maybe it's the print that you have, a dress, but has like that 70s sort of look to it. So maybe it's a mustardy yellow orange, like a burnt orange, or you know, some of those 70s colors, but it's feminine, like a shift dress. That would definitely work. Next, we have ultra high necklines. Now this one is a little bit tougher, and I would say if you want to participate in this trend, get one thing, don't spend a lot of money on it, because I just don't know how comfortable. I mean, this example is like, I don't know, it's like a turtle, like you're about to go into your shell. I'm trying to think if I even own something. Honestly, what you could do that you might already have in your closet is a turtleneck, and instead of rolling it down, just unroll it. Especially if it's a sweater, because then it kind of looks like that bulky sort of look that they're showing. That is definitely a way to participate in this trend without going out and buying like a structured neck up to here. Then we have Luxe Leather. So it tripped me up for a second because I was like, didn't we already do this? But it said leather trench. This is Luxe Leather. So this can be either, and it doesn't have to be real leather. It can be faux leather. I'm all about that. So this can be your bag, your boots, your trench pants. I really love a faux leather, pant that looks pretty tailored. So just bust out the faux leather is basically what I'm saying. I'm sure you have that. Fluffed up. Fun, fluffy coats. This can be feathery looking. It can be faux fur looking, or even like wool. Anything that's sort of like bulky, cozy, fluffy coat. They specifically mean coats. In this closet here, I have several because I just think that they're fun and extra. When I go out on date nights in the winter, I still like to wear like a little dress, and I'm like, man, guys have it so good in the winter because, I mean, guys are so sexy in like their suits or, like their sport coat. And then we're over here trying to be sexy in a little dress, freezing our butts off. And the way that I counter that is wearing a fluffy coat like this. So a lot of times I look really extra, but hey, I'll be on trend. All right, then we have the trend Mellow Yellow. So this isn't a color I think that we always think of for fall. I think we would think of like a mustard shade, but they mean like a really mellowed out, almost pastel yellow. Now, this is a harder color to pull off for me. People will say like, oh, you can pull off every color. I'm like, not pastel yellow. Because just look at my skin tone, look at my hair. When I wear that, I'm like a washed out Big Bird, basically. So it's not my favorite. I can think of one thing I have in my closet. It's sort of a shell faux leather, kind of cropped top that is this color. The way that I would wear it to make myself feel comfortable that would work for me is I would block it. So I would wear the shell, and then I'd wear like a black blazer over it where I still have that mellow yellow shade, but then I've got the contrast of the black that makes the rest of my features pop. So if this shade doesn't work for you, just tie it in some way, but you don't have to go like monochromatic here. Then we have Angling for Compliments. This is the source that has some like strange descriptors. So this just means really interesting angle. So it can mean asymmetrical. It can mean, like a one shoulder, or even a skirt that has an asymmetrical hemline. So maybe it's longer on one side than the other. If you don't have this, and this may be one that not everybody has, I think a fun project would be take something that's not too expensive that you wouldn't mind kind of cutting up. Just cut off a sleeve. Just cut off a sleeve. Or a skirt, just take your shears to it. I don't even think that you have to be a seamstress and like sew it up. I think you can get away with just cutting it off. And then if your seams are showing here, maybe just wear, like I said, a blazer. Blazer fixes everything. Wear a blazer and you'll still have that angle here, and they'll never know that this was a chop job. Okay, next we have Back to School. That sort of collegiate look, those sweaters, cardigans, or like your varsity jacket look. I even think the track pants kind of go into this category as well. This is something that comes in and out all the time. Like I feel like almost every year they just call it something different. They may call it college prep or, you know, like cheerleader chic, something like that. You may not have this in your closet. So I would say just go buy like a cute cardigan, and you don't even have to have like a fake emblem. If you have something Hogwarts, it would absolutely work for this, but you don't have to have that Hogwarts type of symbol on it. You could just get something with like a stripe, and then I think it's more classic and it'll continue on throughout the years. Then we have personal touch. And when I saw that and saw this picture, it was like, what does that mean? I thought it meant like you add your personal touch to something. What they mean is texture. So whether it is something fuzzy, something shaggy, or you could even count something kind of spiky with this, just clothing that has texture to it. And this may be another one not everyone has, but I think like I would say wool that's a little bit more pronounced might work for you, or the shaggy sort of vibe I think would be a pretty safe one too, like a shaggy duster coat or jacket, something like that. Then we have security blanket, and basically this is kind of like the covered up thing. This is a little repetitive. It's just a different term for it, but it just means that sort of covered up, cozy, again, like a cape, a shawl, something like that. Next, we have curves of your body. So this picture kind of shows it doesn't necessarily have to mean like a bodycon. It doesn't have to be like a super tight form-fitted dress. It just means that the structure follows the outline of the body. So shoulders are more pronounced, obviously. So more pronounced shoulder, it tucks in at the waist, it goes out with the hips, and then it comes down. It doesn't have to be like you're wearing Spanx. You can get away with it with very structured, you know, like thicker items like you see here, but you could go tight to the body as well. I really, really like this. I think there's a lot of ways that you could pull this off from your own closet. Then we have girly girls, pink, frilly, bows, coquette, that sort of a vibe. I love it. It doesn't have to be pink necessarily, I don't think. It just means, you know, think pearls, bows, that sort of look, even sort of the Bridgerton-y vibe. It's interesting for fall because I think of this really girly vibes as being more spring, even summer, but hey, they're saying it for fall. So the way I would go about this maybe would be like a cardigan that's pink, or, you know, I have a black cardigan that has little kind of crystalled rhinestone bows for the clasps, that sort of a vibe for fall. All right, the next one we have is, this is a crazy title, Clear Eyes, Full Skirts, Can't Lose. What? It's so pretentious. All they're talking about is full skirts here when I read the article. I don't know why they include clear eyes and can't lose, but it just means really full skirts. So it doesn't have to be even a floor length one, and it doesn't have to be a short one. It can be any length as long as it's sort of like full. So think like a bell. Could be a mini skirt, could be a long skirt, or a midi. You guys, this picture they include with, are you kidding? Like why did they choose that out of every look on the runway? Why you got like a fuzzy Minecraft person or something? It's crazy. It's fully inked, and all they mean is indigo deep denim. Why you got to put that picture? It's ridiculous. But anyway, that's all it means. It means that denim that's really dark. So light denim, not so in for fall. And I think that we kind of already do that anyway, right? I don't see a lot of light denim come fall. So just really bust out your dark blues. And the very last one is get one's pulse racing. And this kind of, I mean, I guess this looks like lingerie, but that's what they mean. They mean things that look lingerie-like that you kind of question, like, is that a bra? Is that a nightgown? What is that? But they mean it for out and about streetwear. And I kind of already covered this, but I do this all the time. I've got a bralette on under here. I'm trying to be as discreet. So something like this, I could get away with wearing and maybe peeping it out of a top like I'm wearing, or, you know, even like your see-through mesh that we talked about earlier with a little bralette under it, kind of covers two of those trends. And again, if you're someone that it's just too much for you, you could definitely take like a little lacy black sort of nightgown looking and put a turtleneck underneath it and layer it. That's a way to still stay covered up, but to participate in the lingerie trend. That is it, you guys. So those are the fall trends. I think most of these are fun. Most of these are doable. Like I said, I think we all have at least 75% of these already in our closet, so you don't have to go out and buy all the things. I hope this video helps. I hope it helps tell you the trends, but also tell you how that you can incorporate it without going out and spending a lot of money. Let me know if you're enjoying these type of videos that I've been doing like this. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping. Bye.